MURIC calls for legal action. Muslim rights concern MURIC has raised concerns about what it describes as the systematic oppression of Muslim nursing students in Nigerian medical institutions, particularly at University College Hospital, UCH, Ibadan. In a statement issued on Monday, MURIC's Executive Director, Professor Ishaq Akintola, alleged that Muslim nurse students are being denied the right to dress in accordance with their religious beliefs, despite existing professional guidelines allowing the use of trousers or gowns. Akintola stated Islamic rules forbid Muslim females from wearing short skirts or skimpy dresses. The ideal dress for a Muslim female is a long skirt or one that reaches below the knees, coupled with trousers and a hijab. Any institution that mandates otherwise is engaging in religious persecution. MURIC also claimed that nursing authorities at the same institutions are compelling Muslim students to sign new regulations that allegedly infringe on their constitutional rights to freedom of religion as outlined in Section 38 of the 1999 Constitution. Criticisms of the insistence on outdated dress codes followed, with Akintola describing them as a colonial hangover and calling for their revision to reflect the cultural and religious diversity of Nigeria. He further noted that MURIC is considering legal action and peaceful demonstrations to address the issue. Even new rules and regulations promulgated by any institution have to conform to the Nigerian Constitution, otherwise they are null, void, and ultra vires, Akintola stated. Akintola further said, urging nursing institutions to respect the rights of Muslim students in line with constitutional provisions. MURIC demanded immediate action to rectify what is described as a deliberate violation of Muslim nurses' rights, warning that continued disregard for these issues could escalate tensions.
Now,
what are your thoughts on this?
If you look at this story very well, I know that there is an angle to this story that we are not seeing here.
Okay.
Now, let's look at it. There are professions that are very sensitive. For instance, now, if I walk into a hospital and I see someone on a job coming to attend to me, there are some persons that alone can put them off.
All right.
And you are dealing with a matter of life and death here. Now, talking about cultural to reflect, that means somebody who is a traditionalist should wear all the beads and all the things that shows his traditional culture to be allowed for you to put it on your dressing and walk into the hospital to attend to a patient. I don't know if you understand me. For me, I believe in modesty. I believe in modesty. Right now, you walk into hospitals today, you see nurses wearing trousers. You've seen that before. Right. This, they are new, whatever. So for me, this thing is not really an issue. But I don't know what it is that this person is actually fighting for. He wants them to.
They have, like he said, they have a dress code.
Yes.
You're supposed to always put on the hijab. So the hair must be covered. Now, the skirts must be flowing long.
Nobody says they can wear trousers. Skirt flowing long is not really a problem for me. It's not an issue for me. That shouldn't be an issue. But if you see the way it's being stressed, I feel there's something.
Now, when you say it's not an issue, the nursing code of conduct and ethic actually have what they expect nurses to put on. Right, there are regulatory practices all over the world
yes,
for what certain professionals are expected to wear. So it's like saying that you're walking into an engineering site and
you want to wear
long skirts. You're not going. You decide that, oh no, it's against my religion to put on a helmet.
Then for me,
many construction sites or engineering sites will not even allow you into their premises. Now, when you look at this story, I want you to look at it. What does its stake have to do with the ethical practices for being a nurse as regards the code of conduct for dressing?
That's why I started by saying that it doesn't matter my religion, whether I'm a Christian, whether I'm a Muslim or a traditionalist. The truth is, if I make up my mind to be a nurse,
right,
I should be able to also make up my mind to abide by the code of conduct of being a nurse. It's like what happened in Lagos one time like that, where they were pushing that, is it lawyers? Female lawyers that are Muslim should come into court with their, you understand me, the same hijab and what have you. So one of the lawyers in Lagos, now that they came to court that day wearing his traditional regalia and then put his wig on top, and they try stopping him. He said, why are you stopping me? Because the truth of the matter is that if we are going to give consensus to this, that means you are saying all of us should bring in our culture. These are professional courses. If you have made read law, then also make up your mind to obey the rules and regulations guiding.
Now, you rightly made one point, one clear point, which I want to, hammer on a little bit. I want you to shine more light on. You talked about someone wearing a hijab and all that, coming to attend to a sick person. Now, life is delicate.
Exactly.
As it were. And someone is laying sick and you're to be attended by a health practitioner or a health person. You want to see the face.
Exactly.
Of the person that is treating
Exactly.
you. Now, his insistence is, by the 1999 Constitution, there is a dress sense for Muslims. Do you think this protests or this lawsuits this man is putting in place, do you think it's something that will fly?
For me, it should not fly. It's not something that should fly. But you understand me, the country that we are into. Now, have you been to the north before?
No.
Okay, I've stayed in the north a little.
Okay.
And when you see some of these Hajias coming, you only see their eyes. Covered, you only just see their eyes.
Given the high rate of insecurity in Nigeria.
Now, sometimes when you even bump into them, someone who is not a Muslim, sometimes when you bump into them, there is this. You understand me?
Right.
Now, that was my first experience, seeing some of them. I didn't know who they were until the person I went to visit then now began to tell me, okay, this is who this people are, this is who this people are, and all that. Now, I'm on a sick bed. And then I'm lying down there. And then the next thing, I open my eyes and turn. And then the nurse bringing my drugs is all covered and it's only her eyes I'm seeing. How does that sound? This is not about Muslim here or Christian here or maybe a traditionalist here. This is about the sensitivity of what you're doing.
The sensitivity of the job.
Somebody could die just out of fear. That's the truth. They may be used to it where they are, but there are people that are not used to that. This is Nigeria. Nigeria is a secular state. It's not an Islamic state. It's not a Christian state. Neither is it a traditional state. It's a secular state. That means we should be able to make room for the next person. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes.
We should be able to make room for the next person. If this is nursing and you are meant to take care of the sick, and when somebody is sick, a whole lot is at stake. The person is not thinking clearly, the person is not seeing clearly. Little things can rattle the person up. So we should be able to minimize, give an environment that will help the person recover. Then why are we fighting for this? Are we fighting for this because we want to protect something? Are we fighting for this because we want to see that every patient that walks into that particular hospital gets the best of service? I don't know if you get me. So we should not misplace our priorities.
Right.
We should not. That's why even in the nursing, you shouldn't pour your hair as a nurse.
Are you saying MURIC's intention is misplaced at this point?
For me, that's why I said there's an angle that we are not seeing on this. Because, for instance, even your nails are not meant to be long. You understand me? Even if you are not meant to pour your hair, it should be carried back as a nurse. Why? Because they're trying to, because we may want to administer medicine or something to the person and your hair will enter inside.
Certain professions, certain hair lengths are not even allowed.
Not even allowed because of how precious life is. So there are details that we should just remove the sentiment and tell ourselves the truth. It's saying, okay, looks at anyway. See, there are things that I keep saying it. It's just like as I am now. If I decide now, it's okay, I want to be a military man. You should be able to understand there are dangers with being a military man.
Right.
And there are also advantages. So as I make up my mind to be one, I should be ready to embrace all.
So what you mean is if or like a Muslim wants to go into nursing, they need to embrace the ethics and code of conduct of being
ethics and code of conduct of being there. You are not going to wear the nursing uniform 24 hours. when you are off work, as you can decide to wear your hijab, come to the hospital, enter inside the restroom, change to your uniform. Once you are done with what you are doing within the premises, you change back and go home.